Welcome to Murderville. I'm your host. I didn't think through this goof enough. Damn it. Can we do it again? Can we take it again from the top?
Yeah, let's just
1.
restart. Just read.
Yeah.
Roll
Ready?
it from the
Well-
top.
All right.
Welcome.
5,
Okay.
4,
Well,
3.
yeah.
Welcome to Murderville. I'm your host, Josh Johnson. Shit. I just said my own name.
Murder
Um,
McMurderface.
That's
Murder
the
McMurderface.
First mistake in like the killer's handbook. You don't just like out
Damn it.
yourself.
But I can't switch the first letter of my first name with the first letter of my last name,
Right.
right?
Mm.
You know?
Well, I can't either.
I could do like, yeah, that's right. You can't either. I could do like Man Dustgrave, right? And that's good.
And I
right?
do frequently. Yes.
Yeah. We could do Rara Fishy, but
I hate that so
Just-
much. Never say that ever again.
Yeah, that's really weird. Man,
Yeah.
I know.
Man Dustgrave
sort of-
is a pretty cool name.
Man
but
Dustgrave is pretty
Yeah, that's
good.
actually.
Thank you.
that's a
Thank
cool
you.
name.
Man, I'm
Maybe
gonna
you
This close to being
change your
born that
name.
way. Yeah.
use it.
So
I'm gonna use
close.
it for this one.
Man.
Man Dustgrave.
It's like a cooler version of Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, what would you is that like a nickname? And like your full name is Hugh Man, but you just go by Man?
No.
Ooh.
Hugh Man Dustgrave.
No, it's just
All right,
man.
well, just Man. Just you're
not
the
short
artist
for anything.
formerly the
Yeah.
artist formerly known as Man. All right, well, welcome back to the stream. I was telling, I think just Dan, I think Lyndon and Farrah were gone at this point, but I'm going to try and drink like half of the water that I drank during the last stream because the second hour, I really super duper had to pee the whole time. So I'm zeroing in on the sweet spot vis-a-vis hydration.
Happy to hear it.
All right.
Or
Yeah.
you could just always get a bucket and be like a hardcore DM.
Yeah, I could. It's a good idea in some ways.
Yeah.
I'm throwing that.
You can workshop it a little bit.
Yeah, this is all unusable, right? None of this is live, correct?
Yeah, no, we'll just
yeah.
It's
start
definitely not.
after
Definitely
this.
not live.
Yep.
Good. Oh, good. Okay,
You can
so
say whatever you want. I mean, if you got more
Actually.
on tap. Yeah.
yeah, I got some skeletons in my closet. I got
Mhm.
some real ones to bring out.
All right.
Dish.
I'm gonna drag Stephanie Meyer then. I want her to meet me behind the Taco Bell, the canteen,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
she all of a sudden
long time viewer.
Good.
breaks a 12-year hiatus to publish a book on the same day as me. Bitch.
Really?
Oh
Yes.
no.
She's gonna catch these hands.
Oh no.
Before or after Jeff Bezos?
If I
It's
had
just
to
a
pick,
line. It's just a lineup of them.
It's just a line of people. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
is that the start of the stream? Are we starting now?
That's it.
Was that
that's
the signal?
start.
Oh, okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and we're back. Hey, everybody,
Okay, cool.
welcome. All right, yeah, fantastic.
Fresh start.
Fresh start, good. All right, so we are on to a new segment, a new chapter, a new portion of our stream, of our story, and you all ended up in a new, just a quaint, lovely, quiet, peaceful small town.
Murderville?
Call it what you will. And population -1, actually -2.
Nice too.
Right? And so does somebody want to give us a quick recap of the last episode from maybe from your character's perspective?
We leveled up.
You did level up. Yes, you did level up.
And so we all started remembering things, and then we started
Mhm.
sharing and growing closer together,
Sort of growing. Yeah.
really bonding over the slow regression of our amnesia.
Yeah.
But there was an unwanted party in that sharing circle, kind of parasitizing onto our
Yeah.
shared experience
Yep.
there. So we ran
Eavesdropping.
after, and
chased her off a
mistakes
train.
were made. Yes,
Yeah. Like a lot of
mistakes
mistakes.
were made.
Hunger was felt.
Yeah, there was snacks.
There were snacks involved.
We
There were
remembered the
snacks,
backpack
Yeah.
full of snacks.
Yeah.
And then we finally got to the town that we were supposed to get to, an hour and 55 minutes earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ran out of time.
The notes, people.
We were accosted by a bunch of kiddos on
Ah, yeah, those rad
bikes.
kids.
Those
They were
rad.
pretty awesome. Yeah, yeah, a
They're pretty
biker
awesome.
gang. Yep.
And we did have
And then
milkshakes.
Dahlia did feel bad about kind of crapping on their parade. So
Yeah,
she had to lighten up.
yeah. I mean, Dahlia is either going to end this section by being like the new biker gang leader, and you're just going to be like, see you guys later. I don't care about that quest. I ride a bicycle now and I hang with these rad kids. Or you're going to kill all of them. And it's like one of those two options, and there's no middle ground.
Can never know with Dahlia.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So you ended up in a little greasy spoon diner named Ron's, or called Ron's, run by a woman named Nadia.
Nadia
yeah, you came
Ron.
in. Nadia, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Ron family.
Of the Ron family, yeah. Of the undecayed Rons. She tells you that there's been a murder in this town. A guy named Argus died. They suspect murder, possibly, because his head was chopped off.
Jesus.
Sounds like suicide. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah, could be natural causes. Look, heads are like barely on.
It's
and
true.
then,
Dahlia
and then Dahlia would know. Look, it takes just a teeny amount of pressure to just pop that thing off.
It's like a Lego.
It's in many ways, it's like a Lego. And then you had yeah, it is deep. I'm gonna get that tattooed somewhere. It's like a Lego. Maybe right one of those neck tattoos, those cool hipster neck tattoos. And then you had some milkshakes, and they were pretty good. You met a tiefling named Tony, who was just sort of cleaning up the place, and Nadia came back in and said there's been another murder. So so Lazy Lake.
What does this tiefling look like? Should I be threatened?
I don't think you need to be threatened. He's just sort of like what is like a middle-aged tiefling? What is middle-age for a tiefling?
Yeah, do they get a little gray?
Like a century?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know. What's a tiefling's age limit?
I think they lived for a while.
Yeah. So he's like half of a while.
Okay.
So he's like a middle-aged tiefling. He started to go gray. He's got a comb over.
He's very tall.
He's tall. Yeah, he's tall. And he just looks nice. Just looks like a nice dude.
Apparently they have lifespans roughly 20 to 40 years longer than normal humans. But
that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Not so bad. So yeah, he's maybe like 60. And he's sort of middle-aged for a tiefling, right?
Yeah.
And Nadia comes back in and says, there's been another murder.
Should we finish our milkshakes first?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. This is great.
Yeah. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah. This is just our usual.
Yeah.
Business as usual.
Yeah.
Call me when the murders get into double digits.
Did we get to-go cups, or are these like the establishment's cups?
These are like the established, like the metal.
We can't go
the
then.
metal cups.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nadia's still standing there.
Yeah, actually, Nadia walks over to Tony and they start having a sort of quiet conversation where you can see Tony is like, he's like shocked, a little aside, yeah, and they seem pretty freaked out. Okay,
so at least I'm gonna like lean my elbow kind of closer towards them while still drinking my milkshake and just kind of like listen in as much as I possibly can.
I'm gonna drink my milkshake too fast, and it's gonna get right up in here.
I think Addie looks over at you and shakes her head and says, "Amateur."
I'll fix this.
She keeps sipping her. She keeps sipping her milkshake.
Dahlia offers Addie a high five, like, you burning.
She gives you a no look high five. Right? She's
like the coolest of high fives.
Yeah. And
why are all the kids so much cooler than we are?
I know. This is my world. Right? This is not a fantasy world for me. This is my everyday. I think Crumb, when you say fix this to Addie,
please,
she leans close to to Pri and says, "I can't heal stupid."
Oh, it's the worst pain I've ever felt. It's worse than falling off the train.
I just you doing that?
Yeah. Why don't you roll?
love it.
Yeah, Crumb. Why don't you roll a d20 and multiply it by 4, and that's the damage you take.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna roll
Uh,
the crit
roll
fail
a
die.
roll a d4.
Oh no. 4
Yeah, that's so you take. Is there like cold, like frost damage or cold damage?
psychic damage.
Yeah. Why don't you take? Yeah. Why don't you take 4 psychic damage?
I'm
Oh
done
my
with my
God.
I'm done with my
Milkshake is powerful.
Game over. I'm
Yeah.
done. We're done.
Yeah. So Crumb is dead now. He died of a brain freeze.
I'm at 13.
Yeah.
Gotta
yeah,
cast my new
so-
spell.
So Pri, I think you lean over. Yeah. Do you want to save him, or do you want to just let him work?
The new spell that I learned is protection from good and evil, and I don't know how to classify a milkshake, so I'm afraid I don't think this is gonna work.
If you solved
Yeah.
it, I wouldn't
Good.
learn anything. You know.
you gotta learn your lesson. Yeah, I think you lean over and you catch Tony saying, it's got to be what was his voice like? It's sort of southern. He says it's got to be kind of a coincidence, right? It can't be it like what this is crazy. It's crazy. What is there any way this couldn't be a murder? And Nadia's just going like, it's like, Tony, it's obvious, it's obvious what's going on here. It's obvious what's going on here. And then I think they realize that you're eavesdropping, Pri,
Mhm.
and they sort of clam up. And Tony says, "Y'all done with those milkshakes yet? I think we're gonna wrap her up here."
I think Crumb is definitely done with his milkshake.
Yeah, take it, please.
Yep.
Oh.
I think Addie grabs it and just like two fists. She's got both straws going in, and she's just sucking down both straws.
Now that's professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's next level. Beat her. You said I can't help but have overheard a little bit. Definitely couldn't have helped it.
You were talking so loud.
You're talking so loud over the slurping. You said that you know who the murderer might be. Is this someone that we should avoid? Because frankly, we're just trying to get through this town and on our way, and it would be good to know exactly who we need to avoid here.
Yeah, I think
aren't we supposed to be looking for a door or something? Like, aren't
Precisely.
we just gonna hop doors until we,
Right. None of this really matters to us. I mean, we have other things to do. So.
Yeah, I think Nadia says, yeah, I mean, this is none of your business. Of course, you don't belong to this town. You're not residents here. Yeah, Argus died. You knew about him. He was the former postmaster at the big post office there. And I just found out that his wife June also died under similarly strange circumstances. But they live out by the old haunted house, and everybody told them that wasn't the place to live, and they thought that we were just being sort of superstitious.
haunted
So
house?
it's a haunted house out on the other side of the tracks.
Like, how is it haunted?
With ghosts and stuff. Just like you would any sort of haunted house. Ghosts, malevolent spirits, bad guys.
Ectoplasm?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. There's maybe like Bruce Willis is maybe wandering around over there. Just is haunted.
Really?
And
A lurking threat, just unchecked.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
it's their own fault, right? They moved out by the haunted house. So you don't need to worry about it. Look, if you want the key, you're going to have to go talk to the current postmaster.
So the postmaster is the guy who holds the key?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. For Lazy Lake anyway. Yeah. So, if you want to move on, that's what you want to do. And I'm sure she'll give it to you. So.
All right.
Okay.
Can you direct us as to where the post office is?
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the square. And you remember that when you came in, there's that sort of big city square that the road sort of circles around, and right in the middle is the big 2.5-story post office, the biggest building in the city, in the town.
All
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, you're like right next to it.
Okay. Slam down my
and-
milkshake.
Not too fast.
Yeah, Addie finishes both of them and says, "Let's go."
Right. Should we
Okay.
head out to the post office?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you do. And you see a couple of people again just sort of milling about the town. They seem all a little sort of distraught. It seems like this news is starting to spread around town. You see sort of little cliques of people whispering sort of nervously to each other. And then you see that biker gang, and they're sort of parked off near a park, which is on the other side of the city square. And I think their leader, whose name is Alma, the dwarf, sees you and gives you a little wave. But yeah, if you want, you can walk right into the post office.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Straight
you walk
to
in.
business.
Straight to
No
business.
funny business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
That's-
tangents.
We have a mission, man.
Yeah.
that's always been this party's.
That's how we play.
That's how you roll. That's your MO. Just straight to business. No funny
Goal-oriented.
business.
Yep.
Yep, very goal oriented. Efficiency,
Mhm.
strategy, all of it.
Mhm,
Yeah, you walk into the post office, and it is crazy in there. There are workers all over the place. There are big bins of mail, letters and parcels everywhere. The floor has these painted lines on it. It looks like if you've ever been in like a sort of little sort of back tunnel inside a big building where they have all of the pipes above and they're all like colored differently. The floor looks like that.
Oh.
And they're all like labeled, right? So like it's essentially giving you directions to different parts of this post office, and it is a flurry of activity in there.
Okay. Is there a front desk of some sort?
Yeah, there's a front desk, maybe 20 feet in, and there's a guy sitting there, and he's like frantically writing in a book.
There's
And
no
he's-
queue. You don't have to queue up.
Nope, there's no queue.
Oh wow.
Welcome to a
good
small
news.
town.
Yeah.
Welcome to a small town.
There's a lot of mail for a small town, though.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? Don't sip water. Just no. Okay.
Excuse me.
He does not look up. He's just writing.
Is there one of those ding bell things?
Yeah, there is.
Dahlia's gonna smack it. Ding ding ding.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding,
Okay. He's writing, and when you smack it, he looks up, he
ding,
jerks up, and he puts his hand on it, and he says, "What?"
Why is there so much mail here?
We serve the entire world. So why is there so much mail in the entire world?
Oh, so that's
Cool.
why the postmaster has the key, because he needs it.
Did you need something from me, or did you just want to sort of think through some thoughts near me?
Are
And then
you the postmaster?
He's back to writing.
Hey, wait.
He's writing, and he says, "Do I look like the postmaster?"
Yes.
He stops and he looks up and he says, "No."
Hey, you two, what does a postmaster look like?
I imagine they're a powerful being of sorts, perhaps
Like-
tall.
Like beefy?
I mean, the word master is in their title.
Mhm.
I imagine that this is a very strong individual who commands leadership. So no, I would say that he does not look like the postmaster.
Oh. Yeah, what does this guy look like?
Yes.
Yeah, he's sort of average height. He's a human. He's got sort of a scraggly beard, graying. His hair is sort of combed straight back. Also graying. He's got some glasses on. wire rim glasses.
No, that's
Yeah, he's
Mm,
square. Yeah,
you're right. That doesn't look like a postmaster.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. So, excuse me, sir. Sir, could you direct us to
Yes.
the master of this post?
Yeah, she's quite busy right now.
I
So
understand that, but
do you have an appointment? I feel like I had a voice for this guy, and now I lost it all of a sudden.
Mhm.
What was it? What was the voice?
It was
It
pretty.
sort of
It's like
sort of
a
like.
sassy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
flat,
Sassy and
Okay.
dry.
yeah.
All right. I got to really start workshopping these with my daughter before we do this.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He says she's very busy. So, do you have an appointment with her?
No.
Maybe we have these
No,
tickets.
no
We didn't
comment.
know.
So
We had
somewhere
these
between a no and a maybe.
I'm checking my
Uh,
pockets for an appointment ticket.
Uh-huh. And what?
We had these tickets that just showed up, so I'm probably we've got one somewhere.
Yeah, you said you have those rail tickets. Yep.
Yeah, do we still have those? I hold that up then.
Yeah. He says, that's a train ticket. So
Does it look like this?
it if the who or what are you? What is happening here? Am I being punked? Am I on that famous fantasy show Punked?
We're trying to get through this town. Frankly, I'm sure you don't want us to waste any more of your time. So the sooner that you direct us to this master of posts, the sooner we will be out of your hair. What's left of
He
it.
says, "Ooh, ouch." He says, first of all, ow. Second of all, nobody's going in or out anymore.
Because of
You
the
know,
murder.
yeah, I mean, obviously, because of the murder. Yeah.
Did you
So
do it? Did you do the murder?
he says, "Damn it, you caught me. You're such good detectives."
Ah, yeah,
Uh,
another one down.
he says, "Wow, you guys are so efficient and focused and really
Yep,
just straight
just
to it."
right to the goal.
I
He
knew it.
says, "Look, the postmaster can see you." He like flips through his book that's in front of him, and he sort of runs his finger down a page, and he says, "She has her next appointment slot is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. If you come back by then, I can get you in, but nobody's leaving until then, and she's only making special exceptions." So.
But we are very strong adventurers, and we have come to offer our services for payment in catching a murderer.
Oh, you're better than our police force, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Small town
Actually, it's
usually has a lot of corruption.
yeah. It's probably you actually are probably better than our police force. It's just one guy named Larry. That's our police force, and I don't think he's great.
Sounds corrupt.
Are you telling me that you're willing to help investigate this murder?
For payment.
Well, as long as it's not too much work.
He says, "Wow, what enthusiasm!" All right, let me go up and I'll check with Millie and see if she can see you. But you stay right here. Don't
Done.
move. I'll be right back. And he stands up and
Understood.
he walks. And there's a staircase in the back of this this area, and he walks up it. And as he's walking up it, you can see he's got a tail.
What kind of tail?
It's like a long ropey tail.
Well, is it furry or is it scaly or is it?
Wait, isn't he human?
Yeah, it's a little furry on the end. Just a little tough to fur.
Just
Oh,
a
it's
little.
Dahlia's.
A little tough to fur.
Huh.
It's sort of like tannish.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna go look at the mail apparatuses.
I'm gonna hop the desk and look at what's there. Go through the things.
Yeah, I want to
Maybe
play
I'll
with the
find a
mail.
Signed confession of murder.
Are you waiting until this guy is up the stairs to do it, or are you just like he
I don't
turns
know.
around and you're already over the desk?
As soon as I see the tuft of his tail disappear, I'm like, boing.
Okay, yeah, you hop over and he's got a pretty clean, neat workspace. He's got that book that he was working in, and it's essentially like a sort of part date book, part sort of log. So on the one hand, he's got all of the postmaster, whose name is Millie. He's got all of Millie's appointments and sort of what she's doing. And on the other side, he's got just like a running list of amount of packages and parcels and pieces of mail coming from various quadrants, various
But I'm
places.
assuming it's not like Millie's schedule before today, considering that guy just got murdered and she just became postmaster, right?
No, she's been postmaster for a while.
Oh, so this is the former postmaster who got murdered.
Yeah, it wasn't
Oh.
like
Okay.
Millie was just sort of succeeded
Got
into
it.
this
Yeah,
role or
okay.
something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so he's got
I flipped
weeks
through
worth.
anything to see if he even has a thought about who might have murdered the old dude.
There's nothing. There's no sort of like marginalia that says maybe old Rick did it or something like that. It's just
Okay.
It's not his
Well-
novel in verse.
no, although underneath that book you find another little notebook.
Yes.
And it's his attempt at a novel.
Mhm.
In verse.
And it starts with
Ugh.
Bill was hot, but he didn't even know it.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Bill had always known he was special, but no one ever told him so, or something,
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I trash it. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I won't trash
Yeah.
it. But
Dahlia puts all of this back and hops back over the desk. She has no interest in
Okay.
the mail.
I want to insert a letter into the mail. I want to be a part of the machine somehow.
Okay.
I want to partake.
Yeah.
Of-
Are you like taking mail from one big bin and putting it in another or something, or what do you?
Yeah, is there something that's moving really quickly? I'd like to put a letter into
Like
one
tubes?
of those. Yeah,
yeah.
like a tube. Yeah.
Yep. There's actually there's like a big conveyor belt
Yeah.
that's moving pretty quickly.
Yeah,
that
that's
just
it.
has like big like towering piles of mail on it. And workers are sort of always bustling about,
Oh, it's
tossing,
workers?
like dumping
Okay,
bins
yeah, I'll
on it.
still go. I'll still do it. Yep.
Okay.
I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of this system.
You just want to throw one piece of mail on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll. You can roll a stealth check
Sure.
with advantage because
Oh, wow.
nobody's paying any goddamn attention to you.
It's like an Amazon warehouse. Well, that's not going to be it.
Well, Amazon.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, you do it.
Sweet.
And
How does it feel?
I don't know. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good.
Yeah, you feel great. You think maybe this is your new calling. You're not sure.
I kind of look off into the distance and I imagine what it would be
Yeah.
like to be a part of the Postal Service.
You look over and on one wall, there's an employee hall of fame. And there's one spot remaining at the very end of it on the right side. And you think, maybe I could be there. Maybe that's the spot for me. And then somebody walks by and says, "Do you work here?"
Maybe.
You say, I could.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. You put this letter on the conveyor belt and you just do it.
Man.
And it feels pretty good. Yeah.
Ooh.
What's Pre doing at this point?
So I'm probably holding Addie's hand and we're walking around trying to find the bowls of candy that usually these kind of places have
Yeah,
on
that's
either
true.
workers' desks or even the front desk and stuff like that. And we're just kind of,
Yeah.
if they're there,
Yeah.
we're going to pocket that.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of desks sort of strewn about, little workstations for people to be at. And when folks see you walking by, they're a little intimidated because you're pretty big and intimidating. But as soon as they see Addie, they just melt. And so they see you and they're sort of like, "Who's this person?" And then they see Addie and they're like, "Oh, do you want some candy? I bet you want some candy." And they just like these bowls of candy just start appearing. And Addie is saying like, "Yes, I do want some candy." Yeah. And they say like, "Take a big handful, get a big handful." And she's just like She's getting big handfuls, but then as soon as they turn away, she's putting them in your pocket.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, you guys have a good grift going.
It's
And you
great.
just slowly make your way around this sort of parade route, scooping candy from everybody.
Dahlia's taking the candy out of the pocket and eating some.
Dahlia's
all of
sneaking
it.
behind, just pulling candy out of Free's pocket.
It's the
No one thinks
perfect
I'm
system.
cute.
It's perfect. It's so good. Yeah, I think this guy comes back down, and he says, "I told you to wait. I told all of you to wait, and none of you are waiting. What's
We're look at us still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay, I guess. Listen, Millie said she'd see you. She's got 5 minutes, and then she's got a meeting with the council. So come on up. And she, or he turns around and beckons you to follow him up.
All right. Wait,
Okay.
did he say something about a council? That sounds ominous.
He's just walking.
Okay,
He's just walking.
we're
Yeah.
gonna follow. I'm too busy
Okay.
chewing my candy.
Yeah. It's you got some
what
bit of
kind?
honeys. You got bit of honey.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you got bit of honey, and there are a couple of little bite-sized Snickers, which are pretty
Oh.
tasty.
Yeah, nice.
And then
Those dum-dum suckers, the like single
Love 'em.
you got a
flavor
bunch of those. Yeah,
little ones.
Do
And
we
then
have Werther's?
there are definitely some Werther's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely some Werther's,
I like this.
which
too.
seems
That's fine.
seems like
Good.
maybe Priest kind of candy.
Werther's are definitely her kind of candy.
Yeah, no nonsense sort of candy.
Mhm.
There's never been a candy that Dahlia has met that is not her candy. So
Yeah,
she's having it.
Dahlia does not
She
discriminate.
shows up and has like purple around her mouth.
That's so cute.
The dum-dum suckers, like when she smiles, her teeth are slightly purple and she has a purple tongue.
That make you
That's so good.
much more menacing though.
So good. Yeah,
She likes
you got
the great flavor.
you're like twirling a knife in one hand, and you've got like 3 dum-dums in your mouth.
Yeah.
You walk up through the second floor. You don't stop on the second floor, which is like more of this business, more of this sort of chaotic mail sorting, all the way to the half floor above, which is basically like you're sort of underneath the slope of the roof. And this staircase comes out, and it's just sort of a long, relatively thin room. And at one end is a really big desk. And there are all of these pipes going off of the desk. And you see the person working who, she's a big, like a tall, sort of elven woman. And she's writing letters and folding them up and sticking them into these tubes and then sort of like shooting away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Crumb, you could always stay here and get a job.
I'm thinking about it.
Making an honest living for yourself.
Yeah, keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
It's feeling
And those-
pretty good. It feels
those
pretty right.
Tentacles might come in handy if you ever have one of your freakouts.
I could be a valued member of society.
Yeah, first time ever.
My
Let's not go
goodness.
that far.
I
Let's not go
was
that
gonna
far.
say.
That seems a little pie in the sky. Yeah, so this is there's a little placard right in the front that says Postmaster Millie. Yeah, you walk up, and without even stopping writing, she says, so you're coming to save the day. No, I got to get a good voice for her. She says, what's I've been practicing like this sort of, I've been practicing this like Russian accent with my daughter, but I don't think it's there yet. I'm not ready to trot it out. It's not ready for the big time.
I look very forward to hearing that one day.
That's
Holy
bold,
crap.
yeah.
You shouldn't. It's really bad. It's so bad.
That's what makes it
and
better.
I can only really get into it by saying like super stereotypically Russian things. I have to like on ramp onto it by saying like, you know, whatever, something about borscht or something. She says, so y'all are going to be the big damn heroes, huh?
We are quite tall.
I mean, some of us.
Most, on average, we're tall.
On average, we are pretty tall. Yes. Do you have the key? I'm sorry. We should probably.
Yeah, let's talk about the key first.
Yeah, we have to go through the door.
She's writing. She's still writing, and with her other hand, she holds up. She like pulls this necklace out that she's got on, and on the end, it's got a key. It looks like a long feather pen, but on one end, it's like where the
nib is.
the nib would be. It's like a. Yeah.
need to understand that these things, you just put them in the air and it opens a door. It's not a specific place you need. It's just a key. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, it's a key to the next segment, the next section, the next city, what have you.
Okay. How do you
Yep.
guys like? Okay, if you guys are providing mail for the entire world, do you have a key that goes to like all the different parts of the world, or you just open the door and toss them in?
She says, no, it's not doors. It's tubes going to all the other post offices, but we're sort of the central hub here.
Okay, a system of interconnected tubes. Never heard of anything
That's right.
like that.
That's right. Yeah, sort of. I call it the internet.
Can I
That's
try it? Can I
a
try
silly
it?
name.
You want to
Try
go
it?
through the tubes?
No, I want
Yeah,
to.
send him through the tube. Send him through the tube.
No, I want to put a piece of mail and I want to just drop it in. I want to see it go.
He already did.
No,
Yeah.
I want to use these tubes. These tubes are different.
She puts her pen down and looks up at you, and sort of takes in the full panorama view of this team in front of her. She's got an eye patch. She's an eye
Sick.
patch
Hard.
covering one of her eyes.
Yeah.
And she's got a pretty calculating gaze, and she sort of looks around and says, yeah, sure, you can put a piece of mail in the tube. She finishes up a letter and folds it up, and hands it to you.
Yep.
And says, put it in that tube right there. And she taps one of the tubes. It looks sort of like you know, those like on some dumb cars when people have like the exhaust that comes up out of the
Yeah.
front,
Oh.
and they sort of like the pipes sort of like curl up like this. They're essentially like sitting along her desk, like curled up, and they sort of go down off of her desk and then down into the floor in a way. And she taps on one.
And so I get a little flashy. I'm like, because I did it normal the first time. This time I'm going to go behind the back and drop it.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier?
And I said, check this out.
Yeah.
check-
And I
look
want
at-
you to do it. I want you to do it with disadvantage.
Ah, damn it.
Because you're
This
a
is like
big
the
doofus.
skateboarding thing all over again.
All over again, every goddamn time.
Well, that might be it. Okay, yeah, 8 total.
An 8. Yeah, you try and you say, watch this, and
Check
you
this.
check this. You throw it behind your back, and it goes in the wrong tube.
I'm like, how about you hire me to be a post system man, a postal servant? How do you like
Yeah.
that, Apple?
She says, God damn it. I fucking knew that was going to happen. And so on that message, instead of writing the important thing that I need to be doing, that I should be doing, which is my fucking job, I just wrote butts. And I folded it up and I gave it to you because I knew you were going to send that to the wrong place, you dipshit.
That was a good call, ma'am.
That's
listen,
hurtful. All right.
Listen, this as a sort of opening gambit to convince me that I should give you something for helping to solve these murders. It's not a good one.
Yeah,
it's not
way
a great.
to go, Crumb.
It's what about the 2 or 3? And she sees Addie, who's like maybe like kind of peering over the desk. It's a pretty tall desk.
We're trying to take care of our child, and we need your help. Well, we're adventurers, and honestly, we could probably, bang this murder deal out in an afternoon, and we need the key so we can skedaddle.
Yeah, I love.
And also, we have a cute kid.
Yeah, Addie like peeks over the desk. She like does one of these and says, I am very cute. And Millie, who's kind of seemed like a little rough around the edges, says, yeah, you are. All right. Well, listen, I've only got Larry, our police officer, and he's kind of dog shit with this stuff.
Corrupt. That's what I've heard.
Also, perhaps corrupt. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Look, I'll make you a deal. I'll give you I'll open the door to the next place over, which doesn't have a name yet because your DM hasn't figured it out. And
that one.
That one, that one, next one over. I know it, but I don't want to tell you it yet. I know the name.
The zip code.
I know all about it.
Yeah.
but I don't want to tell you. I don't want to distract you. I
No,
don't want
no
to distract
That
you.
seems extremely convincing. Yes.
Yeah, it does. She says, I'll give you a week. How about that? And
Oh,
if you
please
can
no.
solve this murder within a week, then you know, I'll open the door for you. And if not, I'll send you back the way you came. Where you coming from? Skate City? Is that it?
Let's
Oh
not go
God.
back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next place.
Yeah. All right. How about that as a deal? 7
Okay.
days?
7 days.
7 days
That's a
to
lot of
solve it?
days. Yeah,
It's a
okay.
lot of
I do
days.
feel
Yeah.
like that's too many days.
Nope. That
You
is a
want-
great amount, Crumb. We
Yeah.
will take that deal.
How about 1 day? You want that instead?
Nope. Crumb is just a joker over here. Yep.
We're just
All
really
right.
good at what we do, you know. We're pretty good at it.
It seems like it based on this whole conversation. You're
Mhm.
convincing me of that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
All right. Well, do you know the layout of the town? Do you know sort of where you're going?
No, if you could direct us to this. From what we understand, it's at a haunted house that we must go to.
Yeah. Who told you about the haunted house? Was that
Who-
Nadia? Did
who's
Nadia tell
asking?
you about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, everybody's going to tell you it's the haunted house. Okay. Just answer me this. How many times do ghosts cut your head off?
My
You ever heard
head
of that?
off?
You ever heard of that
Personally?
happening? Sort of impossible because they can't touch you, right?
I guess it depends on the
So
ghost. They said Bruce Willis was also there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's sort of around. That's right. He's around. Just watch out for him. Yeah.
Also, we are 99% dead, so who knows how we
true.
got to be that
Yeah,
way.
Are
fair
we
enough.
ghosts? You guys, are we ghosts?
Oh
Maybe this is
no.
all a dream.
Anyway, I don't want to go that route, so we're just
It's
gonna.
all a dream, and you are also ghosts. It's both. It's both
Oh,
of them.
geez.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shucks.
Yeah. She says,
Good game.
look, people, I'm sure people are going to be convinced that this is some supernatural nonsense. But look, Argus and June, they took care of themselves. They weren't idiots. They would never gone over to that haunted house. And even if they had, there's no way they would have died in this way. So I'm not convinced it's just something to be pushed off as supernatural causes like that.
So what was wrong with them?
What do you mean?
What was wrong with these people made their heads get lopped off like that? Like what'd they do?
I don't know. They seem like quiet, nice people. I mean, I knew Argus very well. He did this job before me. He trained me for this job. He's a good guy. And June was wonderful. Wonderful members of the community.
Yeah, but they
Always
had to have
present at all the.
something wrong with them, right?
If they did, it's outside of my knowledge. So maybe
Hmm.
y'all can do some digging. But seems to me they're just pretty quiet, nice folks.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Look, why don't I do this? She pulls out a sheet of paper. She sketches out the town roughly, and it says, "Look, here's a quick sketch of the town. Pretty small, quiet place. This will maybe get you started. I'm too busy to deal with this. I'm kind of trying to run mail for the entire, Sorcerer King's empire here. So, I can't be dealing with this. So I'll give you.
Sounds like you need some more help.
She says, "I do. Are you offering?" No, she says, you know what I really need is idiots like you to stop taking up my time. How about that? How about that as an idea?
That's
Yes.
a fair
Oh,
comment.
now that we know where we're going, we will get out of
Yeah.
your way.
Yeah, and she hands you a map, which I think
it's on this.
No.
It's a little square next to our heads.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you can see, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can see this town is roughly sort of split by these train tracks. On the one side, on like the sort of southeastern side, I guess, is where you're at. It's where the town square is. A couple of buildings. She's drawn yeah, she's drawn, she's drawn a couple of things on here. So you've got the post office, which is right in the middle of the square. There's a little general store where, folks get supplies of various kinds. There's a
Weapons.
park, weapons perhaps. There's a park, which is where you saw the biker gang hanging out. There's a mall, which is exactly what you think. It's just like a big blocky building with various businesses inside of it. There's Ron's, and then there's the library. There are a couple of residential areas, and then off to the northwest is where Argus lives. His last name was Penwick. So he and his wife are the Penwicks, and they live out on Lonely Branch Road. So you can go where you would like.
Okay. About what time is it? Like in evening?
I think it's probably sort of evening-ish by now. Yeah, I think it's maybe 5, 6 o'clock. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because I think it was like 2 when you were having milkshakes. So yeah, it's been a couple hours, I think.
Do we talk to the ghosts?
Well, it seems that if we're going to confront some ghosts, that we should wait until nightfall, but it'll take us, I'm sure, a little bit of time to get there. So my question to you is, should we get supplies? What do ghosts hate?
Are you having this conversation like right
yeah,
in
we
front
haven't
of
left
Millie?
yet. Yeah.
you just turn, you just start talking to each other.
Yeah. I'm sure this inspires much confidence.
Yeah, Millie's writing, and she's like, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, she's like, she's forgotten you exist. She's back to sort of scribbling notes and sending them down pipes. Yeah.
All right, should we start? We'll start walking out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Addie. Addie, do you know anything about ghost weaknesses?
She says, I don't know anything about ghosts except they're spooky.
They are spooky.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah,
we should try and get as much information as we can, perhaps, and then head straight for this ghost house.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to do you want to sort of ask around? Do you want to what's your plan?
Are the kids still at the park?
Yeah, when you pop out, they're actually they're like practicing wheelies at the park. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna wave them over.
Yeah. You hear Alma say roll out, and then they all come over and they skid to a stop.
They so cool.
Alma pops her shades up and yeah, and says,
hey,
what's up? What's up?
I was gonna what's up.
Oh, we both what's up at the same time. Shoot. Oh man, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, what do you need?
Well, it seems like we're gonna have to do some ghost hunting. So we wanted to check in with you warriors if you happen to know anything about
yeah
about any ghost weaknesses, or perhaps any good angles. We've never obviously been to this kind of house.
Yeah, do we talk to them?
Weaknesses. Tell me everything that you know.
Yeah. I think Alma is just like very excited about this, and one of the elves. So remember, there are 4 of them, 4 of these kids. There's Alma, who's a dwarf. There are 2 elves, one of whom is named Rupert, and the other, whose name is Hikaru, says, "Oh man, you guys are going up to the haunted house. We go there all the time. It's so sick there. It's so cool."
Maybe we can ride handlebars on the way over.
Yes. Take us there. And tell us what you know on the way.
I think the human of the 4 of them says, okay, but I got to ask my mom quick. And she bikes over quick to Ron's and opens the door and shouts inside and says, "Mom, I'm going to the haunted house." And you hear Nadia say, "What? No, you're not. No, you're not going to the haunted house." And this girl, whose name is Clover, closes the door and says, "She says it's fine," and then starts biking.
Yeah, maybe we should ride fast.
Yeah, I think Clover bikes over and says, maybe to Addie, says, hop on. And Addie looks up to you, Pri, and says, is it okay if I hop on?
Aww.
Do they have an extra helmet?
Alma says, we're not squares. We don't wear helmets.
Only squares don't wear helmets. That's ridiculous. Should always wear helmets. All right,
Safety is cool.
All right, if they don't have one, then I'm gonna, I don't know. What should I do?
Can't you heal yourself?
I guess that's true. All right, fine. But just hold on very tightly. And if you feel unsafe at all, just say something.
Yeah.
That's right. I think there's nothing wrong with asking for help and being safe.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Look what happens to him every time he doesn't ask for help. Do you want to be like Crumb? Absolutely not. So make sure
do
you
as we
help.
do, not as we say.
I think Alma turns to Hikaru and says, like, man, these people have some serious baggage.
You have no idea.
But yeah, Addie hops on with Clover and sort of like grabs her shoulders, and they start riding. What about the rest of you? Are you hopping on?
Hop on Alma's bike and let her ride me to the haunted house.
Yeah, Alma flips down her shades and then pulls out another pair of shades and hands them back to you.
Oh,
and says,
"Sweet."
It says safety first, and then starts biking away.
That doesn't count.
Oh no! I wish I would have gotten on one of those bikes.
Yeah. What about Pri and Crumb? Are you hopping on bikes, or are you just gonna run alongside?
I will pop a tire if I jump on that bike. So
yeah, these bikes are not made for grown-ups.
No,
I'm doing a couple of quad stretches, just and some and then I'm just gonna bolt after them.
You're just running. Yeah. What about you, Crumb?
I'm just gonna kind of maybe now that I know what I'm missing out on, I kind of sad walk behind. I'm like kind of the sad, mopey kind of walk, kind of like.
So I'll catch up.
I'm kicking a rock.
Hustle, Crumb, hustle.
Okay, but I guess to make myself feel better, I start, some of the granola from the Nature Valley granola bars that we crumbled up. I'm gonna keep dispersing that for the birds as I go.
Okay,
it's gonna make me feel better.
Yeah, you start doing that, and birds start appearing, and they start eating it up. Yeah, lots of different kinds of birds are appearing, and they're eating it up, and they love it. Yeah. Are you walking this whole way, Crumb?
Yeah, I'm fine. Well, I mean, I'm trying to catch up now. I'll speed up. I'll hustle.
Okay. Here's what we'll do. Lyndon and Farah, I want you to take off your headphones for a second.
No.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking behind, and I think they're right on bikes, so they get a little ahead of you.
Okay.
You see them go over the tracks, and you maybe start thinking like, okay, I gotta they're getting a little ways ahead of me. I gotta get moving. And for just a second, when you're alone, you're sort of starting to move outside of town, outside of the residential areas, and you're going along this road that crosses over the tracks.
Yep.
And it's surrounded on both sides by tall prairie grass.
Yeah.
And
beautiful.
I want you to roll. It's incredible. It's beautiful.
I just want to look at it. I get distracted by it. Yeah.
You just want to be in it.
Oh, they're not hearing this. They can't hear about how beautiful it is.
I'm sure they'll rewatch it.
Oh yeah.
I want you to roll a perception check.
All right. Maybe I should retire this die that gave me that crit fail.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, 13.
That's good. Okay, so you hear a couple of voices coming out of the tall prairie grasses.
Uh-huh.
And these are 10, 12, 15 feet high. They're tall enough to hide somebody in. And you hear a couple of voices, and you can't hear exactly what they're saying. Except I think with a 13, you hear somebody say, they're both dead. Now we have to get the third. And that's it. Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
I hoof it. I start hoofing it. Yeah.
Alright.
So I'm kind of Scooby-Doo running, like, you know,
Yeah.
where my legs turn into
Yeah.
tornadoes. I'm starting to
Yep.
run real fast then.
Real fast.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
just see him like race past me. I'm like, what the hell? What?
Yeah. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
runs right past you, saying, "Oh my god! Oh 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 my god!"
Oh my god. Yep.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
it's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
Someone's very excited about ghosts. All right. And then I pick up the pace.
Yeah. Yeah, you bike for a little while or run for a little while, and you eventually get to a place where the road splits and it goes off to the right toward a sort of nice residential area. You can see like the grass has been cut back to sort of allow for this residential area. And then it goes off to the left. And to the left, you see a little sign that says Lonely Branch Road, which is, you know, the road that leads out to the Penwick house.
The loneliest branch.
The loneliest branch. Yeah. And are you heading out in that direction? I mean, the kids are biking, so they're gonna head in that direction unless you tell them
so we can't
otherwise,
even.
right?
Well, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, slow. You know,
Yeah.
roll up, or you know, whatever cool kind of bike thing that we do.
Yeah, they can skid to a halt. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they brake and skid to a halt. And yeah, I think when I think probably Clover with Addie is out in front, and they skid to a halt, and you see Addie go, "Whoa, that was cool."
It was very cool.
It was pretty cool, and the others do too. And Alma says, "What's up, man?"
So we're
And
at.
she flicks her shades up. Dahlia, are you also flicking your shades up?
What do you want, Crumb?
Yeah.
Are we away from the grass now, or are we still surrounded by grass?
You're surrounded
It's
by
the prairie. You're always
The prairie, man.
surrounded.
Yeah.
Well, bring it in. Bring it in.
Yeah. So I should tell you, like, this road sort of runs relatively straight, and on either side is just this tall prairie grass. Right. It looks like the town and all of its fixtures, whether it's roads or neighborhoods or whatever, have just been sort of like cut into the grass, and the grass forms like a natural sort of sea around it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man.
It's beautiful.
I just want to. I wish I could be there right now.
If only. If only. Yeah. Yeah. They all stop and they sort of like huddle up, and they're like, "What's up? What's up, man?"
So you know how I was kind of like I was kind of moping a little bit and kind of dragging a little bit back there and kind of falling behind.
Yeah,
we
know you're slow.
Yeah, I heard something there. There's somebody talking in the grass. They're in the grass. There's somebody bad in the grass. I think the murderers are grass.
Alma says, "Nobody can live in the grass, man. That's insane.
What do you mean?
You can't go in the grass. It's super poisonous. You can't go in there. People, if you go in there for too long, you'll die. You can't.
For real?
You can't. No, and nobody could be in the grass. Yeah.
What kind of grass is this?
Not regular grass, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, you can't live in there. Yeah. You know, can't live in there. Yeah.
Well, listen. Did Amos?
I stick my hand in the grass.
Oh.
You do? You stick your hand in the grass?
Yeah, I stick my hand in the grass.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Well,
I don't know why I wasn't expecting it. I should have been.
Yep, you should have been.
That's on
okay.
you.
It's preposterous that grass would do anything harmful. It's just grass.
Okay.
I try to pull her hand back out.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah. I think why don't you roll a constitution check, Pri?
Okay. Well, now you made me all nervous.
It's poisonous grass.
I tried to keep you away.
A bunch of kids were just talking about it.
Yeah, rad kids.
All right.
They are pretty rad.
That's a 12 plus what's my modifier?
I don't know. What is your modifier?
That's a good question. It's a 2. Okay, so it's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, with that, I think you take 1 damage.
Oh dang! What?
Yeah, and Hikaru and Rupert, the two elves, they're like, damn, she's badass.
I pull my hand out.
Whoa.
What does my hand look like?
Your hand looks it looks the same as ever, except right on the end of your fingertips, you can see little for just like a quick second, you can see what look like little sort of vines or little shoots coming out, like little plants growing out of the end of your
You need to clean your
fingers.
fingernails more often.
Yeah.
Clearly, by the gods, you weren't kidding.
Yeah.
How? Why?
That's kind
Eddie,
of messed up.
Eddie says, "Are you okay?" And she like hops off the pegs and comes over and heals you up.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
That's
thank
messed
you.
up.
Yeah. It's as soon as she does, the little shoots are gone.
That's
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah. Alma says, "Damn, that's insane. But
Why
you shouldn't
do
do that
people live
anymore."
here? This place is awful.
I mean, if you cut the grass back, it's fine.
How do you cut the grass if that's what it does to you?
Well, you
have
just
like
cut
a
it with
poleaxe?
Yeah, you just cut it with knives. Just like you'd cut anything. You get like a big scythe and you just sort of cut it away.
All right, I take out my glaive.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm mad at this grass now. I'm gonna whack it. I'm gonna whack at the area that got me.
This seems like very on brand for Pri. Like, yeah. Okay. Make an attack roll against
grass.
Nature, I guess.
Grass.
Okay, that's a 13. Let's see. It's a what, plus strength or?
Yes, yeah. Well, is your glaive a long distance weapon? Is it a throwing weapon?
What I imagine is kind of like a scythe type thing where I'm just like gonna.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah. So
whack
yeah.
at
So
the area where I had shoved my hand because, yeah, that's the offending area.
Yeah. So yeah, add your strength modifier.
Okay.
And let me come up with an armor class for the prairie.
Probably pretty high.
I'm surprised you haven't already thought of that, frankly.
Actually, I've kind of spent a long time thinking about this.
So it's a 15.
Okay. Yeah. I think you cut into this harmless, well, not harmless, but defenseless grass, and
literally not that defenseless.
Josh is confused about the prairie
and what defenseless means.
Impossible. Yeah, you cut it away. You cut sort of an arc into it. Maybe a couple of feet in, 2 or 3 feet in. It's really thick, and so it's hard to cut. But yeah, you can cut it just fine. And I imagine you're cutting it like chest level. Is that right? Or are you trying to cut it down at? Yeah. So you cut it at chest level, and it's just like a chunk of it, sort of falls away.
Well, I should clarify.
Hey
guys. There's nothing there.
Take that, fiend.
I didn't hear anything from that spot there. I heard it back a ways by the train track.
Well, then let this be a warning.
Same thing.
What'd you say, Dahlia?
I'm sure it's all the same kind of grass, right?
Yeah. So anyway, did Argon or Amos or
Argus?
The old,
Argus.
Yeah, that guy, Aces something.
Yeah.
Did he? Did they have a kid or anything?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the group, but also mostly the kids, the rad kids, the rad
Yeah.
pack.
The kids, they all sort of like look around. Like, I don't know.
Like a relative or a cousin or maybe an uncle that stayed with them, or
I think Hikaru, one of the elves, says, I don't know, they were old. I don't know. Does that answer your like they were old? I don't know.
So when I was hearing the threatening voice coming from the grass, it said that they killed 2 and now they're going to go get the third. They're going to kill the third. There's another murder on the way, and I was thinking if they were all act related literally, that would
Maybe it's
explain it.
not related literally. Maybe they're related somehow physically or spiritually. Maybe it has to do with being the postmaster.
What about the wife? What's the wife's name that got murdered just yesterday or today, I guess? Steve?
I think, yeah, one of the kids, yeah, one of the kids, yeah, her name was Steve. Yep.
Huh?
Yeah, one of the kids says, "Oh, June? You mean June?"
Yeah, what was her job? What'd she do? Why would they?
Yeah,
think
good
she was-
question.
I think she was retired.
Yeah, but what'd she do before that? Come on, you gotta know about your parents talking about something or gossiping or something.
Yeah, I think the kids like sort of look around and they're like, I don't know. And then Alma says, "Are we gonna go to the haunted house or what?" They're like,
know.
I mean, they're like, they're like 12-year-olds who like don't pay attention to the world of adults, right? So it's not like I think the idea is like they're not trying to keep anything from you. They
Yeah.
just like they just have no idea like about jobs or like life.
Well, clearly
So-
this place isn't safe for these kids. I think we should probably send them home and then perhaps
What are you
go.
gonna do? Tell them to kick rocks? They'll just show back up here after we're gone. It's better and safer if they go with us.
Yeah, Alma says, "Yeah, we come out here all the time. It's awesome."
All right, but then you have to stay within earshot and eye shot and arm shot at all times. Do you understand?
Alma looks around at the other members of her gang and says, "Sure, yeah, we'll stay.
God damn it!
We'll stay real close." And
Kids!
I think Addie is next to you, and she says, "I think they're lying. I don't think they're gonna."
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, just as long as we all are aware of the danger that I stumbled upon and listened to and eavesdrop on, and we never go in the grass.
All right.
Yeah. Alma says, "Yeah, don't ever go in the grass." That is. Yeah. I mean, kids learn that here,
Hey,
and so
question: if I
Yeah.
touch the grass that she just cut, does it still do the poison thing?
do you want to try and see?
No, I just asked the kids.
Oh,
'Cause
the
they would
kids. The
know.
kids are like, "I don't know. We just don't touch the grass. I mean, it's just you just don't touch the grass." I don't-
Hey, Crom, come touch this grass.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Do I know? So I guess I don't know anything about this grass. I got a lot of nature know-how.
I'm just gonna grab the kids or like start to like hustle them towards
gonna, like,
the just like
gonna, like, move 'em
corral.
back.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, let's
Yeah. I love how this is basically turned into like Pre's daycare hour. Like that's what this show is. Yeah. All right, everybody.
You're
it's snack
talking
time.
about the character that just attacked grass.
True.
The grass deserved it.
Responsibly.
Yeah. She's basically mowing the lawn. I mean, she's a middle-aged daycare provider. She's mowing the lawn right
Yeah,
now.
fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Are you gonna do you want to do like a nature check on this or something?
Yeah, I'll nature check it.
Yeah.
All right.
Please investigate.
Nature check.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you check out that nature?
11.
11. Yeah, so with an 11, you know
You're
that
like,
you've never
wow, nature.
Yeah, you're like, I think it's green maybe. You have never seen grass like this before.
I'll say.
But I think with an 11, you have enough intuition to say that like probably whatever harmful effects this has maybe disappear once it's cut.
Okay, so then I take one little finger and I touch it the top of one of the cut ones.
Oh, you're touching the top of, so like,
right?
so
Didn't you just say that I would know that it's not really very harmful now?
The part that was cut away.
Oh,
but there's a part that's still.
I misunderstood, but I'm still going to
rooted.
touch the one that's Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you make a Constitution check?
God damn it!
Wait, I'm confused. I'm confused what he's touching. Is he touching the stalks that fell over and are lying on the ground?
So Pri basically cut them in half.
Yeah.
And he's touching the half the half that is still planted in the ground, as opposed to the half that was sort of chopped off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the stuff that's
6.
on the ground chopped.
Yeah.
6.
6. Yeah. So you
6.
take 3 damage. You
No!
take 3 damage.
Oh, don't touch it.
Yeah.
That's not what I told you
I thought we already established that.
Wait, what are we supposed to touch? Did I really take 4
That one.
brain freeze damage?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
No, you didn't. Yes, you take 3 damage, and actually your thumb or your finger that you touched it with sort of seizes up. Crumb. You can't bend it. You can't bend it very well.
I kind of lightly pat Addie.
Yeah, Addie steps over and sort of like, like, oh, I'm always doing this.
Yeah,
touches,
I give her like another handful of candy.
Yeah, she does it, and then she gratefully accepts the candy. And Crumb, you notice when she touches your hand, when she touches your finger, which is damaged, you can't feel it. So the damage goes away, but right when she and by the time she's done, your finger can move and you can feel like normal. But right when she touches your finger, you can't feel it.
Weird.
Yeah.
But the stuff here, down
now that we've
here,
established
that's on the ground, this stuff is not useful, is what I've established, right?
Not useful.
Like to take with us in case we run into some bad guys and need to throw some weeds at them.
We threaten them with the bodies of their fallen grass comrades.
Crumb is intuitive that like
saying them. I was saying, if you think these are the only bad guys we're going to come across, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah. So the ones that are on the ground are bad still, and then the ones that are cut, they're okay.
Are useless.
Yeah.
The ones that are detached are basically sort of regular grass.
Grass.
As you understand it.
We'll circle back to this later.
Yeah, Alma says, look, are we doing this haunted house thing or what?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Let's ride. And she flicks her glasses back down and goes. Yeah, and goes. And I think Addie says to you, Pri, can I go again?
Do you remember what I said last time? About asking for help if you feel unsafe or anything like that?
Yeah, she says, I do. Yeah, I will.
All right, I pat her on the head and say, go.
Yeah, she runs over and hops onto Clover's bike, and they bike off together.
Not too fast.
They're going fast. They're going fast.
No, that's too fast.
Yeah. And it's a pretty straight shot. The road splits at one point. And I think, let me look at the map. To the right is the haunted house, and to the left is Argus and June's house, the Penwick house. And the kids are heading toward the haunted house. Is that where you want to go?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Okay. Yeah, you roll up, and it's like it's a pretty sort of classic haunted house. It looks like a sort of big Victorian. Like the paint is fading and peeling away. The front steps are like at an angle. The sort of concrete block of them has started to sort of shift away. The front door is sort of like banging open and closed, the little screen door. A couple of the windows have been broken by people throwing rocks or something like that. And the grass around it, you could tell that like at one point it was cut back quite a ways, but the grass has started to close in. It started to sort of grow in. Nobody's been out to cut it away. And so you can still make it up to it just fine. But there are places where the grass is clearly sort of made ingress. And the kids sort of skid to a stop, and they're sort of like talking excitedly in front of the house. But nobody's going in.
All right. This is what a haunted house looks like, huh?
Let's burn it down.
Alma says,
let's investigate.
Rad.
Sir.
Let's burn it down.
I'm still very angry about what the grass did to me. Like the idea of grass hurting me is just very upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, the kids are sort of like, you want to burn this thing down? We could do that. That sounds pretty rad to me.
No, let's investigate first. Fine. We just need to make sure that the house is completely clear of any innocents. We'll do that first.
Okay.
Yeah, and any evidence of any kind of murderers or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you start walking up and you notice that none of the biker gang is with you. They're standing back.
Oh, you're not coming in?
They look around and Alma says, yeah, we don't go in there. We just like throw rocks at it and stuff.
You know what?
We don't Alma picks up a rock and like chucks it at the house. And you know, like she's clearly trying to hit one of the windows, but it goes a little wide and hits the siding. And she says, yeah, we don't go in there. We just stay outside and break stuff.
No, we have to go in. We have to
Okay.
get
Well,
clues.
maybe one of us should stay outside and watch the kids, and you know, the other people who aren't scared should go inside and check out the haunted house.
Yeah, I think Addie is like halfway in between. She's like not sure what she's supposed to do, and then she like runs up to you, Pri, but she's like a little anxious about this. I think like the excitement among the kids has like really dipped now that they realize like you want to go into this place. They mostly just come here just like, you know, break stuff.
Yeah.
If I may use my detective powers of deduction, if these ghosts were murderers, they would have come after these snot kids first. So obviously they didn't do it.
Yeah, but what if they're after
Case
us?
closed.
Case closed.
What if they try and come after us?
The ghosts?
Oh, the murderers.
Well, the most important thing that we can do right now is just to investigate and to see if there's perhaps any clues as to who might do this and why, if they really did come from the haunted house or something like that. But maybe that's a job for a rogue, perhaps, to just look around.
If only we had a rogue on the team. Huh.
I don't know anything about that.
Crumb, it's up to you.
Yeah.
All right, I guess. So I ring the doorbell.
You're sort of rogue adjacent. You do?
Sure.
Okay, you do. You go up and you ring the doorbell, and you hear from behind you one of the kids, you're not sure who, say, "Damn, he rang the doorbell." And it works. You can hear it sort of like ringing throughout the house.
Yeah.
And nobody comes to answer.
Not home.
It's just echoes. Yeah, it's just echoes.
All right, we better go.
I kick open the door.
No.
All right, I'll look around.
Okay.
Y'all chill. I guess I'll do my rogue thing and
all right,
make sure that I'm not stepping on any dangerous planks or walking into any traps, and checking out what's up with the house.
But you shouldn't go alone. Someone has to go with you.
Well, what if she's sneaking?
I'm always alone. It's fine.
I was born alone.
I'll probably die alone.
Yeah. So what does this look like for you? Do you need to do a roll for this, or what does this mean? Is this like a sneak check or something?
Probably, yeah. Probably. Let me look at the characters. Do I have any special skills? I have a good stealth. Yeah, we'll go with stealth because I've got like a +6 on that somehow.
Okay, yeah. So why don't you roll a d20 and add your stealth to it?
15 +6 is a 21.
Damn.
That's very
okay.
Good.
And
very
what's
sneaky.
What's
the
your
ghost.
Yeah. What's your plan? Do you want to walk in through this sort of first this door that Pri's just kicked in, or do you want to like sneak around the back, or what's your plan?
I'm gonna sneak around sneak around the whole house, check if there are any windows, any other doors, check to see if they're open. Maybe there's a second floor and there's a window open up there that I can climb to.
Yeah, so I think this place has like a back porch, and a bunch of the planks are pretty rotted away on the porch. But it's not a second floor deck or anything. It's just like you step out the back door onto this nice little porch.
Okay.
But the back door has been boarded shut. And you think you could probably get in there if you want. The door behind it has mostly rotted away. So you could
Okay.
sneak your way around if you want to. Every single window looks like you could make your way in. They're either completely broken away or you look like you could sort of jimmy them open or whatever.
I'm going to go with windows then.
Okay.
And I'm going to go for the room that looks the least decrepit. So like the floor looks the most sturdy.
Okay. On the first floor, you're thinking you're not climbing up to the second floor. Is that right?
If I don't see anything that looks very welcoming on the first floor, I'll climb up to the second floor. But I would prefer the first floor because the second floor usually has more issues of falling down edge.
Yeah. So I think if you do a little circuit around the house, you see there's a nice big dining room with a table and probably 10 chairs around it. It's a really big dining room. It has some plates laid out on it, and it's just full of cobwebs. It's it looks pretty gnarly in there. You see a bedroom, a window onto a bedroom that's in a corner, so there may be two windows looking in, and I think probably the floor has partially fallen away in this one.
Okay.
You see sort of a grand entryway in the windows right around the front door. It's got like a big chandelier above it that several pieces of it have fallen and broken on the floor.
Okay.
And you see sort of a sort of living room or like a sort of sitting room with a bunch of couches and chairs. And something has died on the floor of that, like an animal of some kind, like a raccoon or something like that. Something was in there and is dead in there.
Okay.
And that's what you see, and maybe a bathroom too. You see a bathroom, which looks like pretty gross place. So you could go in any of those rooms,
Yeah.
Or you could go right in the front door.
I'll go the bathroom. There's a window to that leads into a bathroom. Okay, because tile tends to hold up more than rando wood.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in that way.
Okay.
This makes me sound like I break and enter regularly.
You are the rogue, truly.
In my experience, I always,
When you live in a small town with your cousins and there's a bunch of foreclosed houses, you learn some things.
Nice. Yeah, you climb through the bathroom.
Go into the bathroom and then
like we're in a Beatles song.
Test the floor before I take my next step to make sure it's not going to collapse under me. And I'm just going to check around and search for, I don't know, anything that is noteworthy, because everyone says this place is haunted, and honestly I just think it's a red herring. But we might find something here because it's a haunted house. People could be setting up here and staying so that people will stay away from them, or I don't know.
Right. Why don't you do just an investigation check?
Okay, is there an investigation roll? Let's see.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, there is. It's intelligence, and I get a +1 to investigation rolls. All right.
Okay. So you're just looking in the bathroom right now, correct?
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna find anything in this room because I got a 3. So the +1 is a 4. I'm like, oh yes, a toilet.
Yeah, you think like maybe this is where people poop. I don't know. It's possible.
Someone pooped here once.
Yeah, someone perhaps once pooped here. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So you don't notice anything out of the ordinary, or what you would expect to be out of the ordinary for what you know about this place. Yeah, nothing sort of jumps out at you, literally or figuratively. And the others, Pre and Crumb, are you coming in the front door, or are you sort of like waiting for Dahlia to check this place out?
I'm gonna wait for Dahlia because I'm worried that if the kids go in, then they'll be vulnerable to whatever. So, and also I'm kind of like a little bit wary after what happened at the grass and what Crumb says that he heard. So I'm just I'm kind of like standing behind the kids with my arms kind of like outstretched a little bit and just
you got them all.
trying to play it cool, but also like looking around and just making sure everything's fine.
It's cool. Okay. It's cool.
All right, cool.
Worried mom.
Yeah, I'm gonna search the yard for clues.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you roll an investigation check as well? There's lots of investigating happening this time.
It's a murder mystery.
Oh yeah, that's 19. Ooh. 19 total.
Okay. Crumb, here's what you notice. There's just like a bunch of sort of detritus in the yard, rusted out stuff. Most of it rusted and sort of aged beyond recognition. And you're looking around, and at several points, the grass has sort of grown in these sort of like, they sort of like V in. That's not a good way to say it.
Like it's starting to grow in little.
Yeah, it's sort of like little peninsulas. That's a good way to say it. Yeah. And a couple of them get pretty close to the house. But you're sort of poking around, and you notice that one of these that looks like it's grown very close to the house has actually been cut back. Just enough to allow somebody to sneak around. And I think Dahlia, when she was sort of doing her circuit of the house, maybe just didn't notice it. It was wide enough to sneak through, so she went through. But you notice that it's been cut back, and recently you sort of get down close to the ground, and it's been cut right along the surface of the ground.
And is there anything I can see that makes me understand why somebody would cut that back right there? Do I see any obvious like benefit to it?
If they didn't, the grass would have grown right up to the house. It would have essentially sort of like cut off your way around the house.
So they didn't want the house to become subsumed in the grass. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah. You can see from like the little sort of nubs of grass that have been cut that they go all the way up to the house, and so somebody has cut it back just far enough so that you can sort of sneak through, and they've cut it in such a way that it still looks, it doesn't look like it's been cut, right? It's not cut in a sort of straight line. It's sort of cut to look as though the grass is growing in still.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I was right about this fucking somebody's in this house shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Dahlia, are you popping out of the bathroom, or are you gonna keep
for
looking
sure.
around in the house?
No, I'm gonna keep looking around. I don't know what you said the bathroom was attached to. Was that the room with the animal that's dead, or
no, that was like the big sitting room.
Okay.
I think you walk out of the bathroom and you find yourself in a hallway.
My main thing to look for is probably either a room that's downstairs that didn't have a window looking directly in, or going upstairs, because if somebody's like in this house, they're going to want to pick a room that other people aren't going to just look in and be like, oh, there's people. So Dahlia's going to be looking for that.
So there's a big, there are no rooms on the first floor without windows. And
then upstairs we go.
Yeah, there's a big central staircase that goes up.
Okay.
And behind the central staircase, there are stairs that go down. Right? There's like a door. There's like a door.
A basement.
Yeah. So there's like, if this is the central staircase and it goes up, I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. So like on this side, there's stairs that go down. You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna poke my head down. Is there any light coming out from there, or?
There are no lights. Yeah, there are no lights out in this place.
Okay. I might need some light then, because I probably can't see in the dark. So
yeah.
Let's check upstairs first, and then I'll circle back to this.
All right. What's your passive perception?
World, I should roll some perception. That's a good perception. 11. No. Passive perception is 10.
Okay. And then it's plus, I think, your wisdom modifier, right? Is your wisdom modifier 0?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything. You're walking up the stairs.
Jesus.
And just walking up the stairs.
Walking up the stairs. Okay. I will, I guess, walk right into a trap or something.
Yeah, there are no traps. I mean, I think you are agile enough, and you're sort of used to sneaking enough to avoid and walk carefully enough around sort of stairs that are rotting a little bit. Oh, look at that kitty.
He wants up. He's sitting down here like, mother, let me up.
Just waiting. Just please, I can help you with your roles, mother. Yeah, you're walking up, and you're sort of sneaking around. This staircase used to be sort of magnificent, but it's fallen away. And you get to the top of the stairs, and there's a hallway that goes around the sort of perimeter of the house, and that leads off into individual rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Poke my head into rooms, but like just kind of as quietly, and making sure that I don't like the doors are open to the rooms.
Some yes and some no. So there are 5 rooms up here.
Okay.
There are 3 right in front of you, and then there's 1 on either side. So basically, the staircase comes up and ends on a hallway, and you're looking at sort of like half of the house. Okay. And if you follow the hallway around one way, there's another room, and if you follow it around the other, there's another room. Does that make sense? So it's like imagine the hallway is like a C or a U.
Right. So what I'm going to do is listening for something at my back. I'm going to check the 3 in front of me, just open and close the doors real quick.
Okay.
And if they are open, I'm going to close them. That way, if somebody opens them, I'm going to hear.
Smart. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think 2 of them are open and 1 is closed. The one straight in front of you is closed. Okay. The 2 on either side are open.
I'll check the one farthest on the left first.
Okay, you peek in, and there's nothing in there. There's nothing alive in there, I should say. There's an old piano that looks pretty busted down. A couple of the keys are missing, and there's lots of dust in there, but no signs of anything.
Okay, closing the door. We'll check the rightmost door because it was open.
Okay. Yeah, you look in there, and there's a bed frame, but no mattress on it, and a little rocking chair. Okay. That is rocking. It's moving.
Nope.
Close the door.
Nope.
I close the door.
Nope.
You see it and you say, very normal, and close the door.
I'm sure with your daughter, you've watched Frozen 2 a lot.
Like a lot. I should be fucking credited in that movie for the amount of times I've watched it. I should be in this. Yeah.
I'm thinking of Olaf's song of like, this will make sense when I'm older. Yeah. And she just closes the door.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter loves that part, by the way. She's very into that. You close the door, and you
I'll check the middle.
Okay. You check the middle room, and it's locked.
Ooh, can I unlock? Can I bust in there? Let me see if I got a lockpick. I'm pretty sure I have something.
Okay. We'll do this because we're just about right at time. We have to end a little bit early today, and I want to be sure I get to pre-scene as well.
Okay. I have thieves' tools, so
yeah. So you can work on this, and so we'll end with you working on this lock. And as you're working on it, you think this is a pretty old house, and probably it's just sort of like jammed. And so you think you can probably work your way in through this no problem. And as you're doing it, you hear a couple of notes played on the piano.
Nope.
No. Okay. No. Nope.
Okay. All right. We'll jump out. Yeah.
Goodbye, Dahlia.
Yeah. We'll jump out to Pre and Crumb, who say like, Dahlia's dead, I guess. We better head back, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, man, rats.
He's pretty cool.
We lost
Bye.
our rogue. Damn it.
Yeah, I report to her, to Pri, what I saw with the grass, and I guess
Okay.
I would probably ask the kids if they've ever seen anybody out here, like when they were breaking windows.
Yeah, the kids say no, nobody comes out here. It's just us. People hate this place. They're super freaked out by it. So yeah, it's just us.
Dahlia's figuring out why.
And I think one of them, maybe Clover, who's Nadia's daughter, says, well, there was that one time, and then Alma says, shh, no. And she like shushes her.
No, one time what you need to tell us. If there's any sort of danger here, we need to know.
Is Dahlia gonna try?
Clover says, there's one time we were out here and we thought we saw a light on up in one of the rooms, but it was sort of like it is right now, like kind of like right at sunset, and I think it was just the sun hitting the glass, and it just looked like there was a light on, but I don't think so. I mean,
but nobody outside.
No, just us.
But Crumb, the fact that someone has cut the grass, and then the possibility of someone having turned on the light, Dahlia might be in trouble.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Do
we hear the piano?
I think I think there's a moment of silence where Pri says Dahlia might be in trouble, and in that moment, a couple of things happen. One is you hear those notes on the piano, and it's just a couple of notes. It's not like it doesn't sound like a tune.
So what? I don't like it.
The notes are very out of tune, so it's not like somebody playing a beautiful sonata. It's just a couple of notes, and you hear that sort of echo through the house. The door that Pri kicked open slams shut, and Pri, you're sort of standing with like the kids in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a pretty quiet, still night. You hear the grass behind you rustle with movement.
The cursed grass.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. And we'll end it there.
No.
Yeah.
Remember when we were like, what a boring town, and now it's like, and Dahlia dies because of a house, and Pri dies because of grass.
You should have just kept walking along those damn train tracks.
I should have set the prairie on fire is what I should have done, like I said I would. Damn
you still
it.
can. You still can.
I will. God.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll end it there. For those who are still listening, we should note that DnDnDistance is going to start up a second stream. Right? I don't think we've mentioned that. So Lyndon, who lives in Spain and is very busy, will not be participating, at least regularly, although maybe from time to time.
Probably not regularly. With the time distance, sometimes coordinating things can be a little different because difficult because I'm 6 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time and more depending on what part of the States you're from.
Yeah. And so maybe from time to time we'll show up, which would be great. But Farah, Dan, and I are all going to be playing, and a friend of ours named Aaron is going to be DMing the game. And so we're going to play, it's not going to be D&D, it's going to be a different system called The Veil, which is one of the Apocalypse World systems. And so I think this Saturday, we're going to have our first session. Is that right?
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll tweet about it and everything, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be different, and it'll be cool. So tune in for that. But next week on Tuesday, we will have some more murder shenanigans.
Join us where I roll a new character.
Lyndon will be
creeped out.
Lyndon will be playing a dwarf barbarian this time named Mondo.
My characters just keep getting shorter and shorter.
That's right. Yeah, just getting teenier and teenier and teenier. Yeah. Okay, well,
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
See you all next
See
week.
you.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.